the reviewer, the review, the reviewer, the reviewer, the reviewer, the review, the reviewer, the reviewer, the reviewer.
What's up, y'all? The reviewer is here, and I'm back to give y'all this album review of T-Rock called the Mr. Washington Story. Y'all should know who T-Rock is. If you check out my last album reviews, I did his called Conspiracy Theory and DEFCON 1 Lyrical Warfare. I think that, and I think it was Rock Solid 420 that I did as well. So if you haven't seen those, check those album reviews out when you get a chance. This is his fourth album release in stores. And this right here was really promising, man. I remember I heard a few tracks off of this album before it came out, and I was really impressed. So I heard Slang, and I think there was another one, I can't remember, but Slang I think was the song that got my attention. So anyway, this is the real deal. Y'all know how I do. I remember when this album first came out, I was in the military, so this came out in 2004. And I was so excited to cop it, man. So I'm gonna tell y'all all about it, man. The producers that made the beats for the album was T-Rock and Adonis. I think it's Adonis the Specialist. All right. So the features, I'm gonna go down the list of the songs, and I'll go as I hear them out. Let's zoom it back out right there. All right. So let's go with the songs now. The first one is called Posted Up. This was a track that I was digging, man. I'm listening to this song right here. And T-Rock, if y'all know about T-Rock, he has the dope lyrics, the flows. I mean, you can't go wrong with it, But this beat is solid, and T-Rock comes through with some dope verses, man. I mean, I'm just saying, man, he went in. We posted up. This is a nice track for y'all to peep out already. Faith Alone is a nice track. It's not bad. The beat is solid, but T-Rock comes through with the dope lyrics that he's known for. I mean, he goes in on the song, man. The lyrics he's kicking is on point. Slang 2004. Now, this is the song right here that I remember hearing, and I was digging this track right here. If y'all thinking this is not the type of slang and serve song, but it's just slang. And he goes in with the track, and this is the only song that he actually rapped fast a little bit on this song. And honestly, I feel like he should have made a video for this, for this track here, man. I wish he would have, but you never know, anything's possible. Act a Fool. This is another track that I was feeling. Almost sound similar with the Ludacris Act a Fool, but his one, the T-Rock's version, is more on point. Not saying Ludacris one isn't. I ain't gonna. But anyway, Act a Fool. This song is on point. I was digging this song right here, and T-Rock comes through with some dope verses. The beat is pretty solid for the most part, and he giving shout out to all the cities and all that stuff. So you'll say all my Midwest thugs act a fool with it, something like that. And he goes in, man. And then he said, all my Carolina, act a fool with it. Too Strong. This is another dope track from T-Rock, man. He goes in on this song right here. The beat is really nice, and T-Rock comes in with the dope lyrics, man. The verses he spit on there is on point. You gotta pay attention to what he's saying, man. He just went in on this track. Crazy College Ball, that's a funny skit. The next one is Intoxicated. This features Infrared, Area 51, DJ Cree. And this track is on point, man. I remember hearing this song. It's kind of like a quiet cut, but when T-Rock flows, man, he goes in. And then the rest of the Area 51 crew and Infrared, I think that's a female rapper. She goes in on this track too. I like that verse of hers. And then the rest of the guys comes in with some nice verses. This is another one of those songs you just have to listen to, man. Real talk. Bose and Dro. This is a dope track, man. This is another blazing track from T-Rock. And the beat is pretty nice. And he comes in with some nice verses, man. The verses he spits on there is crazy. I mean, you have to hear what T-Rock is saying on this track. This is another one of my personal favorites, you know, that's on the album. Hell is the next name of the track. This features Area 51, Odd One, and Adonis. And T-Rock starts this track off on point. He's just snapping off people's heads like the Exorcist. I mean, he goes off on this track right here. The beat is good, and the whole Area 51 crew, Odd One, comes through with some nice verses. Adonis comes through with a nice verse. I like her verse on there, man. She goes in on there. And then the beat, like I said, is pretty solid. Spitfire, Life of an Al-Qaeda. And this is a blazing track right here from T-Rock, man. I'm not sure if he's taking shots at anybody, but the way he's rapping on there is on point. The lyrics on there, I think on one song, on the part of the song, he said, they trying to kill me like they trying to kill Hussein for change. I mean, this is another one of my personal favorites off of the album, Blazed Up. Now, I know some people may not like this song really from T-Rock, but I personally do. I think it's a dope track. This song takes me back to the days of 2004, man. The way it sounds, it's kind of dark. T-Rock comes through with some nice verses on there, man. It can kind of get you crunk or whatnot, you know, if you in that mood. But the beat is solid though, but I dig it, man. I really like this track from T-Rock. The Field, this features Unseen of Area 51. And this is another nice track from T-Rock. He comes through with some dope verses. I think he's taking shots at certain people. Hint, hint. And then Unseen comes through with a pretty solid verse. It's not bad. And the hook, I love that hook, man. He said, "What's that? It's that you was talking about a skrill. Bump that. I'm gonna get the gap that let the steel hit you." That hook is dope. Little or Nothing. This is a nice track from T-Rock. It's kind of dark a little bit. The beat is solid. The verses he come through is pretty nice as well. And I was digging that last verse. That last verse is probably one of my favorite verses from T-Rock, period. If you haven't heard this song yet, I highly suggest you peep out that verse from T-Rock. I mean, I was digging it. Eyes of the Master. This is a really nice song as well from T-Rock. And I'm guessing he's referring to Eyes of the Master as, you know, the man upstairs, if I'm not mistaken. This song is really nice, man. He coming through with some nice, deep verses. And I was listening to this track right here. He raps about religion, but he's saying there's only one way to make it out and all that stuff. And the last one is Cinderella. This is a pretty solid track for T-Rock. I guess he's talking about his mom on this song. And he goes through with a nice verse to end off the album. So that's all the songs that I reviewed for this album. To rate this out of a 10, I would give this a solid 8.5 out of a 10. I would say, you know what? I say 8.75 out of a 10. T-Rock does an amazing job with the lyrics, man. The verses that he spits throughout this album was on point. The production side, it's pretty solid for the most part. There's some songs that he does, the production side does be on point, and when it does, it's all she wrote. But that's the only downfall of this album. So the lyrics, I would pretty much give a 10. The production, I'll probably give like a 7.5 to an 8. So that's why I said, you know, the beats ain't really up to par, but the lyrics is really what caught me into this album, man. So with that being said, I also have the other CD that's a chop and screw version for this album. So if you like chop and screw music, then you'll definitely pick that one up as well. If you're a T-Rock fan or perhaps an ATL fan, then I would highly recommend you to peep this out. You can't go wrong with it, man. I was digging this album. This is actually one of my personal favorites, other than Conspiracy Theory, because that's probably my favorite album ever from T-Rock. But he has plenty others, man. Shout out to T-Rock for coming out with a dope album. Shout out to the producer, and shout out to all the features. All right. Much love to the real folks. All right. Peace out, guys.